Thank you for supporting live theater at Georgetown Prep. We're excited you are here. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Pitmen Painters.
Oliver?
George? Alright, Jimmy?
No, I'm not alright.
What's the matter?
I've been wearing a boat up to my chest in water all day, man. I was lucky to get out. Half the ship's still down there, you know. Getting pumped out.
Yes, they want to get that seen, sir.
What do you mean? You're the one who wants to get it seen to. You're the union representative.
Aye, there's a time and a place for everything. As you can see, I am currently serving as a representative for the Workers' Educational Association. So if it's Pitt's business you're after, it'll have to wait until the morning. Read, a tenner. A tenner. Thank you. What are you doing here?
We've come for the class.
You're joking, aren't you? What you got?
What's wrong with this comment? I thought you were supposed to be encouraging people to learn things.
Aye, yes, Workers' Educational Association. Not lazy little arseholes, so bugger off.
Away, man. It's not that point there's a recession on, you know.
There'll be a recession on the back of your head in a minute.
Oh, Harry. Mr. Wilson.
I didn't think you were coming.
I wasn't Ghani. I had to get out that wow. The house, the wife is driving me mental.
They've let us into other classes.
Look, I don't care what anyone else thinks. This is a proper educational institution for minors.
Yeah, let him in. He's not a minor.
Aye, well, he's a mechanic.
No, he isn't. He works in a dentist.
Dental mechanic.
Leave the barons alone, George.
Away, man, Uncle George. We're just sitting at the side and keep quiet.
Aye, but only on a trial basis, okay? That'll be a tenner then.
A tenner?
Well, self-improvement doesn't come cheap, you know.
I haven't got a tanner, man. I'm on a dole, aren't I?
Here's a shilling. That's for me and the bear.
Thanks, Mr. Wilson.
You should encourage them, you know.
I didn't see why they should be penalized for the cyclical nature of capitalism. And I still say you should be doing economics.
Give it a rest, Eric.
May I help you?
I'm so sorry. Is this art appreciation?
I beg your pardon?
Art appreciation? I've come up from Newcastle
Newcastle?
to teach a lesson.
Oh, wait. You must be Professor Lyon, aren't you? Aye, come in, come on. We've been expecting you rather early.
I really am terribly sorry. The train was frightfully late. It's taken me over 2 hours to get here.
Aye, well, just try to be on time next time. We're very punctual people, you know. We are Pitmen. Well, except him, he's a dentist.
Dental mechanic.
And these guys are unemployed, but they're barely tolerated.
I really am terribly sorry.
Aye, well, there's no need to make a song and dance about it now. Mr. Lyon? Oh, Professor Lyon, it seems that we're all here, so let's get cracking.
Yes, of course, but I should explain. I am not actually Professor Lyon.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
You're not?
No.
Well, then who are you?
Well, that's just it, you see. I am Mr. Lyon, actually. I'm just not an actual professor.
What, so you're not from the university?
No.
Well, then where the bloody hell are you from?
Well, that's just it, you see. Oh, we're affiliated to King's College, but there's no actual professorship.
Aye. So you're not, that's not the university?
No.
I'll have to get up to the regional office about this.
But you did the art, didn't you?
I beg your pardon?
You did the art, didn't you?
I really am terribly sorry. I didn't quite catch that.
You did the art, did you not?
Do you teach art?
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes.
Oh, so you do have the requisite qualifications then?
Yes, of course. I'm a master of painting. I was at the Royal College, actually. with Henry Moore.
Sorry, Henry who?
Moore. We were on a travel scholarship to Rome.
I didn't care where you've been gallivanting the boot as a student life. I just care that you're qualified to teach a job.
I've been teaching art history now for 15 years.
Aye, well, I guess we'll have to give you a run. Know that I'll be reporting you for this.
I'll be doing my level best.
What's that?
My projector.
A projector? Nobody told me there were going to be electrical equipment involved. We'd have to book the mechanics hall for that kind of malarkey.
There's no electricity in your son.
But how am I going to show the slides?
Aye, well, you probably should have thought about that before you came here, eh?
Right, let's cancel the whole thing.
Can you not just describe things?
Why doesn't he just plug it in next door at the Boy Scouts?
Well, you can't do that.
Here's an extension. The brass band will mind.
First of all, you have to get written permission, and then there's the matter of who's going to be paying for the electricity bill. He's not listening to me, is he? Aye, well, he's going to be paying for the electricity bill. Come on.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hey, I guess I'll have to let it slide this time.
Perfect, thank you. I think we should start with the basic introduction. You know, run through a few of the great masters before moving on to more contemporary issues. Ah, yes, a t-shirt.
Bless you.
Here we have what I want to explore in these sessions, the fundamental tension between the innovation of the artist and the tradition within which they are working. And at the very same time, we have the very same artist at the height of the church's patronage. And as you can see, his obsession with pagan mythology, which is one of the grand themes of the Renaissance.
Sorry, the what?
The Renaissance?
The Renaissance.
Yes.
The Renaissance.
Yes, the high Renaissance.
Oh, the Renaissance! Lads, he means the Renaissance!
Oh, yes, the Renaissance. Perhaps the crowning achievement of the entire period is Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel.
That the one in Yorkshire.
But no, Yorkshire? This is Rome. You are familiar with these images, aren't you? The Last Judgment? The creation of an atom?
No, wait, I mean, we haven't really seen many pictures like that's what we hired you for.
To be quite honest with you, we were more keen on introductory economics, but we couldn't find a tutor.
Have you ever been to a gallery?
We've never been anywhere, man. We're Pitmen.
Well, I went to the Carlisle once.
Like what in the song?
Did you see any paintings?
Of course I didn't see any paintings, I was gassed, man.
Well, you can shut up then.
But surely you're familiar with these images from the books. From the library?
Library? There's no library around here. Unless you're into racing whippets or growing leeks, you're pretty much stumped.
So you won't have actually seen a painting in real life.
Well, no, we wouldn't have.
May I ask, why have you chosen to study art appreciation?
Well, to, I don't know, appreciate art?
What's wrong with us appreciating art, like?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Look, most of us left school when we were 11, so there's lots of things we don't know, but that's why we come here, to find out about the world.
Yeah, we're not thinking art. Well, apart from Jimmy, we've all finished in evolutionary biology.
Right, well, I think you should soldier on. Ah yes, here we have a very fine example of the Florence School, around 1560. A composition involving the Madonna with the cherub is a standard tableau.
Excuse me, can I stop you a second?
Of course.
I don't mean to be controversial, but I don't think this is what we had in mind
I'm sorry?
when looking at bloody pictures of the sheriffs and all that.
You don't want to look at paintings?
Oh, we just want to know about proper art.
Proper art.
Yes, all of the stuff about the school of the Renaissance.
Look, we just want to be able to look at a picture and see what it means.
But what do you mean what it means?
What do you think we mean what it means? We mean the meaning.
But what do you mean by the meaning?
Well, what do you think we mean by the meaning? Look, if we didn't know the meaning, well, if you didn't know the meaning, sorry, then what bloody chance have we got?
But you see, that's the whole point of these sessions. What something means is not self-evident.
What do you mean it's not self-evident? It's there, it's on the wall, it's a picture, what's not self-evident about that?
Look, we just want to be able to look at that picture and see what do you see in it.
But what I see is informed by all the other paintings I've seen. Does that mean it has no meaning for you?
Well, to be quite honest, no it doesn't. Well, you see, we didn't want to work 10 hours up and down in the mines all day and then come back up to look at pictures of bloody shadows, man.
We want to see art that means something.
Well, art means something.
Oh, does it? Look, we just want to know the secret behind what's going on.
But there is no secret. It's all up there, in front of you.
But there has to be a secret.
Of course there's not.
Well, if there's not a secret, how can we never know what's going on?
I think you're looking for the wrong thing. I mean, there is no secret to art. That's the whole point. It's all up there in front of you. There's nothing to understand. The point of a painting is how it makes you feel.
Feel?
What do you mean, feel?
Feel, emotion. I mean, the meaning of a painting is not in the painting. It's in the observer.
What?
The person looking at the painting. Or at least in the relationship between the observer and the painting.
Oh, hang on now you're saying that paintings have no meaning.
Well, yes, but no. Of course they have meaning. They mean something to you. You have to understand your own emotional sensibility.
Right. Does anybody have any idea what he's talking about?
No. The point is not to examine a painting. The point is to feel a painting.
Feel a painting?
It's just going to be flat.
No. I think you're looking for answers. Art's not about answers. It's about asking questions, really. How do you feel about this woman? How do you feel about the color green?
How do we feel about the color green?
You don't feel anything about green. You look at green. It's a color.
The green of a summer lawn? The green of your mother's eyes?
Look, we invited you here because we were told that you were from the university. Now, as it turns out, you're not even from the university, and your great claim to fame is that you've been on vacation with someone that none of us have even heard of. Now, look, we didn't care about the side renaissance or the feeling of the color green. We just want the basic facts. We want to be able to look at the painting there on the wall and be able to know what it means. Now, what's so difficult about that?
Well, because there are no facts. Art's an artist, not a science.
Well, then how the hell are you supposed to teach me then?
I don't know exactly. If you're going to be so rigid about it, you should do it yourself. That's it. You do it.
What do you mean that you do it?
Paint.
Paint.
Paint, draw, sculpt, whatever it takes. You should do it yourselves.
Us? Paint paintings?
Why not?
But they'll be rubbish.
Yes, no. Look, it's not about technical proficiency. It's about feeling. Feeling why an artist makes the choices he does. Why this line goes here. How you make a composition. Why you choose the colors you do.
We can't do that.
Praxis.
I'm sorry?
Praxis. Karl Marx, isn't it? Hitherto the world has been interpreted as an object of contemplation, not as a sensuous human activity. It's no good just looking at the world. You have to change it. Thesis, verba. Practical, critical activity. Now, when you look...
Harry, shut up. Look, nobody is doing any painting in this art class. You got me?
What?
It's categorically unconstitutional.
What do you mean it's unconstitutional?
Article 13, Section C. Nobody shall be engaged in any activity which pertains to financial gain or employment opportunity.
But it's just an exercise.
Are you trying to get me barred? Well, have me up in front of the regional committee, lad.
Look,
Nobody cares you're painting a good picture, man.
Look, the point is not to paint pictures. The point is to learn about art. Let me talk to you.
Hey, fine, but on your head be it.
So what are we gonna paint then?
In the first instance, I don't think we should paint at all.
For Christ's sakes!
Sorry, lads. Need to borrow a chair for Boy Scouts. Sorry. So, who would like to go first? Who wants to go first? What about you, Raymond?
I didn't do one.
What do you mean you didn't do?
I didn't know what to do.
Well, you were supposed to do a lino cut.
But it didn't make sense.
What did it make sense? A band could do a lino cut.
No, work. The subject is work. How am I supposed to draw work?
Well, that's the point of the assignment. We want to see what work means to you.
I don't know what work means to me. I've never been to work.
Well, you should probably think about that, lad.
I do. Every day. I do think about it every day. Well, do you think I've been up 5 every morning, standing outside at every pin in Ashington, huh?
Sit down.
So get off my back, Uncle George.
All right.
Has anybody here done one? Jimmy?
Didn't do one either.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
No, actually, I did do one. They threw it out.
What do you mean you threw one too?
Well, it was absolute rubbish, man. I worried it out.
But that's the whole point, Jimmy, man. You're supposed to bring in what you've drawn so we can analyze it.
Well, he hasn't done one either.
Boy?
Has anybody actually managed to do the assignment?
Well, I had to go, but I didn't think it's any good.
Did you do that?
Aye, it's the 4th attempt, like, it's quite difficult thinking about it inside out.
What do you mean it's salute?
Oh, well, you have to do everything the other way around, so you're carving out the light.
Is that his head?
Aye.
It's a bit small, isn't it?
Well, you shut up. You did a damn one.
I think that the smallness is intentional. I think it emphasizes the masculinity, the sheer physical nature of the work.
Well, I couldn't do any bigger because I already carved the roof out.
What's that supposed to be?
His shoulders.
Looks like a horse's leg.
Well, maybe you meant it to look like a horse.
Did you mean it to look like a horse's leg?
Of course I didn't mean it to look like a horse's leg. Look, it's me first go.
Any boots though?
Hi, admittedly, the boots are very well drawn, but you didn't see anybody big like that, do you?
But look how it conveys the bulk, the sheer brute force of a miner at the coalface.
But that's what I'm saying, man. You didn't send someone big doing that with a shoulder like that on him. You said the little wily fellas, like me for instance.
But I think in art, we don't need necessarily judge a piece on whether or not it's factually accurate. I think in art, it's completely appropriate to exaggerate for emphasis. I mean, look at how Oliver has drawn the roof so low.
Low? I've been on my belly all week, man.
Down the mine?
Where I doing the mine, where I.
But it must be so terribly claustrophobic.
Well, how else are you supposed to get a coal?
Well, if you were nationalized, there'd be an investment in proper machinery. I mean, look, do you think our Soviet miners are crawling with their bellies and picks in their hands? I mean, they've got the latest machinery and the yield is better.
Well, what do you know? You have You're a bloody dentist.
I'm a socialist, George, and as far as I'm concerned, this is a glorification for the exploitation of the common man. Oliver, you want to be drawing something more critical, something that exposes the underlying inequities of the capitalist system.
Anyway, he's not going to get schooled out like that.
Look, it's meant to be a picture, not a manual of coal mining.
I thought this was supposed to be art appreciation. Like, what's wrong with saying what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it is the light.
What?
The light. Looky. If the lamp's over there, then all this shining here is all wrong, isn't it? It would be shining down there, not here.
What do you know? Anyways, he can light up what he wants. It's his painting.
But that's the whole thing about the line of God, isn't it? It's light and dark.
You should keep your opinions to yourself. No wonder you can't get any work like that.
He's read though, George.
Yes, actually. These formal things are very important. Yes, the chiaroscuro is rather limited. But what is very successful is the feeling of a man at work.
I disagree. That's exactly what he's getting wrong.
What do you mean by that?
It's not actually about work. It's just a depiction of work.
What would you know about work, Harry? You haven't done a day's work in your life, standing alone mixing stuff up with people's false teeth.
Get off my back. It was not my fault that I was gassed.
Gentlemen,
Here, look at yours then.
There.
Now that's what I call a shoulder.
What's that chain in?
No chains. That's the whole point, man.
What do you mean they're not chains?
What are they?
Metaphor.
I beg your pardon?
It's not a chain. It's a metaphor, isn't it?
You've lost me now, Harry.
What it's saying is, work is the creation of surplus value expropriated by the bourgeois class interests.
Okay, so those are the chains of oppression being tied to the wheels of industry?
It's just a wheel, actually.
What's that clock doing?
Telling the time is the tyranny of the wage slave system, the tyranny of working to the clock.
So what's that pipe doing?
What do you mean, what's that pipe doing?
Well, that's the wheel of industry.
It's not the wheel of industry, it's just the wheel.
Impotence.
I beg your pardon.
It's a sign of impotence.
What are you getting on?
It's a Freudian symbol, isn't it?
A what?
No, it isn't.
It is, I'm telling you.
How would you know?
We learned it at an introduction to psychology.
Harry, is that a Freudian symbol?
Of course it isn't a Freudian symbol, it's just a pipe.
Exactly. A pipe, one of the best Freudian symbol you can get.
Oh, this is absolute rubbish.
Like, what the bloody hell's a Freudian symbol?
It's about all these stuff that's getting on in your head that you didn't realize that's getting on. And they all comes out as a Freudian symbol.
Look, I'm the one who did this, and I'm telling you right now, it's got nothing to do with the Freudian symbol. It's about politics, and that's that.
Well, that's the whole thing about the Freudian symbol, isn't it? You didn't realize you're doing it. And if you tried to do a Freudian symbol, then it wouldn't be a Freudian symbol at all.
Then what would it be?
Just a symbol.
This is absolutely bloody ridiculous.
You shouldn't even be here. Now sit down and watch your mouth, will you?
Rick, I still didn't know what it's supposed to be doing.
It's
supposed to make you think. Oh, it's art supposed to make you think.
Of course it does. All art makes you think. All of it made you think. Made you think what it was like to work down the hole. But it didn't necessarily make you think about the economic conditions, did it though?
Look, nobody wants to think about economic conditions when they're looking at a picture, man.
What is wrong with thinking about economic conditions? What you want to do, Jimmy? Stick your head in the sand and condemn yourself to exploitation?
Nobody wants to see people hewing coal or chanting coals or any of that malarkey. I thought this was supposed to be art appreciation. I thought we were doing plants on furry little animals. Anyway, I didn't want to see pictures of us doing the bloody pit.
Hey, what's wrong with working on a deadline?
Not. I just did all day long.
Exactly. And that is why it is every man's duty to attack the fundamental principles of the capitalist production.
In a lino cut.
You have to start somewhere.
Harry, if you want to be undermining capitalism, you could be going out there and organising a union of dental workers, not sitting here doing lightning cuts.
Gentlemen, please.
Where were you in the general strike, eh?
I was saying, after relapse, 8 years on from being gassed in the sun. George, Where were you in 1918 when I was in the trenches making a tidy sum for the Duke of bloody Portland?
There's no need to pull ranks because you're a cripple.
Alright, look. Well, there's nothing wrong with politics. We're all fellow travelers here. I think you're looking at it the wrong way around. I mean, the point of art is not to find out about the world. It's to find out about ourselves.
Do we?
Look, why don't we try something completely neutral?
Like what?
I don't know. A religious theme, perhaps?
I started after the portrait. I took the paints on that, but I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing. I just stared at this blank bit of card. I never know what a deluge was supposed to look like. I mean, I've seen a storm, but a deluge. And I was completely stuck, you know. So I started painting, putting on lines, just to do something. I wasn't thinking. I was just painting. And then it all clicked. It all came pouring out, all this feeling. The little houses being swept away and the teeming water. It all just came out. And when I stopped to look at what I've done, suddenly I realized it was light. Time for work. I thought about an hour or something. I'd been on it for the whole night. And I was shaking. I was literally shaking because for the first time in my life, I really achieved something. I made something that was mine. Not for anyone. Not for money. Not for anything really. And for those few hours there, I was my own boss.
That's incredible, Oliver.
This is a remarkable piece of work. Jolly well done.
Here. Don't draw that.
Jimmy.
It's of a dog.
I'm not of a dog.
Well, it was supposed to be about a deluge.
I'm not. I started being a deluge, but turned into a dog. A whippet. No, it's a Bedlington Terrier.
Well, what's the point of taking the class if you're not going to stick to the exercise?
Look, I think it's quite good actually.
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's not a bloody deluge.
But I think that it is important to take each picture on its own merits. I'd like everyone to look at the painting that James has done and discuss what is there rather than what isn't.
That block is too small. And what are them blues doing in the middle of the field?
I didn't know. I just fancy drawing them.
Look, I think in art, things don't have to be realistically depicted to have an expressive effect.
Why did you paint the kennel the same color as the grass?
Well, I drew it to Bruin by that point and... Anyway, the kennel's more of an afterthought. I knew you wouldn't like it.
On the contrary, I think it's a beautiful piece of untutored art.
Well, if I'm untutored, whose fault's that?
Look, it's meant to be a compliment, man.
Either way, I still didn't see what it's got to do with the deluge.
That's the whole idea of the exercise. Doesn't matter what it is. It matters what it means.
Well, does that mean anything?
Doesn't mean anything. It's of a Bedlington Terrier.
Well, then the point's not about meaning, is it? It's about self-expression.
Exactly. And I express myself with a Bedlington Terrier.
Yes, exactly. James has painted something that has a direct connection to it. Yes, this fellow over here is a little small, and the kennel could perhaps have benefited from another color. But it's a medium. It's full of feeling for its material.
I didn't see that there's any feeling at all. It's just a meaningless scene.
No, the feeling is in the clear-sightedness. It's a lack of pretension. James set out to paint a whippet.
Bedlington Terrier.
And he did so simply, without much technique, but with great clarity of purpose. And as a painting, it is that which recommends itself to us.
Don't even see what it's got to do with the deluge.
But even so, the whole idea of the exercise was to interpret something, wasn't it? I mean, he gave us a title, and we had to interpret it. Alright, it's not a deluge, but this isn't interpreting anything. It's got a message.
Why does it have to have any message?
Why bother painting something if it doesn't have a message?
Well, because it might be beautiful, for one thing.
Oh, whip it!
Well, maybe it does have a message. Maybe it tells people about Ashington would have never been here before.
Aye, but who the hell's gonna see it? Us? I didn't need to know about bloody whippets, man. Look, art has to say something. I'm sick of all these exercises. I want to do something with a proper meaning, something relevant to our lives.
Should we look at yours then?
No, it's rubbish. It's exactly the same problem. There.
The deluge?
I want to do something more from around here. I'm not interested in the biblical storms.
It's good, isn't it?
It's brilliant, Harry.
Why'd you say it was rubbish?
Like I said, okay, it's a bit better than your whippet, but it's just a scene.
Actually, it's an excellent exercise in two-point perspective.
Exactly. Oh yes, lovely buildings, the right color, and all the fellas are the right size. But it says not.
What are you going on about, Harry?
I mean, technically it is the raining, but is it actually a deluge?
Exactly. There is no deluge, is there? That's the point. You didn't want me to draw ideas. You specifically asked for something neutral. Well, here it is. Is that what happens around here? No delusions, no big ideas, not.
But don't you see that it's political, Harry?
Political? If I wanted to be political, I'd have drawn the sewer where it's open down the middle of the street. If I wanted to be political, I'd have the fella next door dying of emphysema.
I think you've got it wrong, Harry. What you've drawn is political.
Oh yeah? And what have I drawn?
Us.
What do you mean?
That's us. On the streets, that's us. I mean, we've all been in the wind like that.
What's political about that?
Because it shows people who we are, don't you see, Harry? It works on loads of different levels. Alright, first it's just a picture about some folks getting into the wind and some waiting round the corner. But then, it's a story, isn't it? It's about some going into the wind, some waiting around the corner. On one side, you'll be alright. But on the other side, you'll get blown over.
How's that political again?
It's a parable about facing a storm.
Oh, is that right, Harry? Is that what you meant?
Look, in art, maybe Harry needed another meaning. Maybe the meaning is not with Harry.
Oh, it's with the art.
It's with whoever's looking at it.
Wait, so that means you can just make anything up you want?
No. The meaning is an interaction of all these things. Isn't that the point of art? We're trying to resolve things, make something beautiful.
Like a higher force?
What? Like God?
Spirituality. For want of a better word, God, yes.
Listen, Mr. Leon. I've been in the sun. I've seen lads blown to little bits, Mr. Leon. There is no God. There is no higher power that's going to sort things out or make things mean anything. Beauty, you've got to be joking. There's nothing beautiful about living around here.
Hello.
Hello, Oliver.
Sorry to disturb you, Mr. Lyon.
No, please come in.
Ooh. Crikey, did you paint these?
Yes, the sketches I'm doing for a mural for Essex County Council.
Oh, it's amazing. I never think you'd be around on a Saturday. I came doing on a train to go to the library to look at some of the things you mentioned. I thought I'd pop in.
Well, I'm very glad you did.
It's a pity you can't borrow books around your castle. You must think we're a bunch of amateurs. I wasn't expecting all of this.
On the contrary, I have been incredibly impressed by the work the group has done.
Oh, wait, but when you look at this lot, Matt, it's in a different league.
No. This is done in a very different context. What has impressed me is the connection to what you guys paint.
I know, but we can't paint properly, not like what you can.
What you're seeing is technique, Oliver. You mustn't ever confuse that with quality of expression. Good art simply radiates. It should let light in, order experience, other civilizing things.
I never know. I never reckoned I'd ever be able to do that.
Of course you could.
What, me?
From what I've seen, it takes 2 years at the most with the basic training.
So you can actually teach me?
No. You see, what you're doing is so much more important than learning technique. What you're doing, your sense of discovery, the way you are integrating the study of art with your life, your creativity. Don't you see how exciting this is? That's how art should be taught. That's what art should be.
Can I ask you a straightforward question, Mr. Lyon? Am I any good?
It's not about good or bad, Oliver. That's what I've been trying to teach you.
I know, but I don't want to waste my time doing something if I'm not good at it.
Look, I think you have a real feel for this. You are as talented as anybody who walks through that door. But more important than that, you are serious about art. It's not about painting pictures. It's a journey. They can last a whole lifetime. Art is a place where you can understand your whole life. Look. Why don't you take these?
Roger Fry.
And Rustin, this would be excellent for you.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. This is the real business of an artist, cultivating a sensibility.
And it tells you that in here.
No. The difficult bit is you have to work that out for yourself. You see, art is about knowing you, knowing thyself. And Roger Fry is very interesting about Cézanne.
Well, thank you, Mr. Lyon. I can't thank you enough.
It's been a great pleasure.
What are you doing here?
I'm here for the art class.
I'm sorry?
I'm here for the art class.
Can you understand, Pet? This is an art class for men.
Yes, I know all about it. So, where would you like me to take them off?
I beg your pardon?
Normally there's a side room, but I'm really not that fussy.
No, we don't understand. Take what off?
Me clothes. If it's a problem, I could just as easily do it in the corner.
Oh, am I hearing right?
Have you completely lost your senses? This is a WEA, for goodness sake. We have standards here. We can't just have a young lady running around completely naked for all the Sunday.
But I'm from all the way from Newcastle.
I've never heard not like this in my life.
I'm so terribly sorry. It was a train again. Susan, darling. All right, let's get started. Jimmy, can you get the sketchboards out and the easels? Susan, pop yourself in the cupboard there and we can get started.
Hang on, do you two know each other?
Yes, of course. Susan. All right, let's get started.
No, she can't go in there.
Why not?
Well, the Boy Scouts go in there. And I didn't know what was going on here, but you, miss, are not taking your clothes off here there, or anywhere for that matter.
Hang on.
Shut it, yeah.
I mean, I don't even see what's wrong with it. She's not doing any harm.
You and all. Listen, nudity is an executive matter, and I will be having none of it in here.
Will somebody tell me what's going on here?
We might ask the same thing, Pat.
Susan here. She's going to Paris for us. I thought it would be a special treat.
A treat? You bring us into disrepute, man.
I'm terribly sorry. I just thought it might liven things up.
Liven things up. The wife finds out about this. It'll be end of Monday meetings altogether.
Oh, Nate, why don't you sit over there with your clays on? We don't want to embarrass you or nothing, pet.
Oh, I really don't mind.
Neither do I. Shut it or I'll have you by, okay?
But you don't seriously expect us to just sit around with somebody stark naked now, do you?
Really, it's completely normal practice.
Oh, maybe where you come from, but I've never seen a woman naked in me entire life.
Neither have I.
Listen, if you've had the misfortune of seeing my wife, you wouldn't be so keen right now. Listen, I didn't care who's seen what. There is no way I am allowing a young woman to run around here completely naked. Full stop.
I'm not completely naked. Usually I'm covered with a drape.
Look. How do you expect to draw the human unless you draw from life? There's nothing lewd about this. Life drawing has been an essential part of art training since the ancient Greeks.
The Greeks. It might be okay where you're from, swanning around in Jessamine with your divorcees, but over here we have standards. Hey, you put your coat back on, young lady. Does your mother know about this?
My mother's dead. Anyway, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I do it twice a week at the universities.
Exactly. Alright, let's get on with it. It's nearly past.
Look, you should get yourself a proper job, young lady. Instead of parading your arts to all and sundry.
I've got a proper job in the tea rooms. I just do this for some extra money.
Aye, well, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Look, can we please get started?
I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm paying myself through art school. Besides, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the female form.
I agree, actually.
What's that?
Oh God! Look, can everyone get to the easels and get the sketchboards out?
Bloody hell.
Oh, what is it?
The Rolls Royce?
With a chauffeur.
Look, please don't be alarmed. Can everybody just please sit down?
Do you want me to take my clothes off?
Can everybody just sit down, please? Helen!
Robert! Sorry I'm late.
Bloody hell! She's not gonna take off her clothes as well.
All these little streets look the same.
I'm sorry. Who may I be talking to?
Heather Sutherland, how do you do?
Miss Sutherland is a collector of art.
Oh, I don't know about that. I have one or two paintings maybe. I'm more of an enthusiast, really.
Miss Sutherland has several Nicholsons and a Mondrian.
A Mondrian?
What's that?
Piet Mondrian. He's a Dutch painter. Mostly the squares. Rectangles, actually.
Miss Sutherland is particularly interested in modern art.
Well, you've come to the right place, pet. Most of these works were done this week.
Oh, delightful.
Miss Sutherland is the heiress to the P&O line.
Oh, please, Robert. No one's interested in me.
I'm sorry. Hang on a minute. Nobody told me there was going to be a visiting heiress. This should have gone through the proper channels.
Really, I'm terribly sorry. We were talking at a supper party last Saturday, and I took the liberty of inviting her up here. I'm terribly sorry. If the train wasn't so late, I would have had a chance to explain.
Well, this is awfully sweet. You've painted all these yourselves?
Yes, we have this.
And what's this here? This is very interesting.
Aye, this is mine. What the hell is it up here? Anyways, I'm just going to put it up on this easel here.
It's a lovely sense of mind.
Thank you very much.
What is it?
It's a minor, miss.
Yes, I can see it's a mine. I mean, what were you using?
Let me think. Emulsion and an old board I found in the yard.
And you did this from imagination?
From memory, really.
You've actually been underground?
I am a miner.
Goodness, how awful.
Well, all miners, actually. Except for Harry. He was gassed in the war, and the young lads. But they don't really count.
We really come because it's war.
So, the class is part of the Workers' Educational Association. As I explained, it's an open intake, so everybody here is completely non-professional.
And what's this here?
That's a pit furnace. You put these up when you're digging all the seams so that the ceiling doesn't cave in on you. It's a much more difficult job than you might imagine.
Looks terribly dreary. I do like the grey. I'm terribly fond of grey. Well, Joey, well done. Very intuitive. And what's this here?
That's mine. I haven't unwrapped it yet.
This is Oliver Kilgore. He's one of the more promising students.
Would you mind if I saw it?
No, not really. Oh.
That's incredible, Oliver. Did you just do this?
Look, it's already out.
Oliver, this really is a huge leap forward.
I've been looking at Love Secret. I went down to the library in Newcastle. I really like his sense of a community. You know, his ones of the music hall.
And where is this exactly?
It's of a club.
A club?
Aye, a club.
And this is somewhere where you actually go?
Well, I'm not much of a club man myself, but we've all been there sometimes.
I see.
To be quite honest with you, Miss, I just paint and work, really.
Sounds jolly sensible to me. Looks terribly crowded.
Well, it's a Saturday night.
He's making some sort of public address, I take it.
No, he's probably just saying some Al Jolson songs or whatnot.
There don't seem to be many women there.
Well, it's of a club. Women are barred now, aren't they?
I suspect they're rather grateful. Absolutely terrific. Very well done. And what's this here? Interesting, very interesting.
And that's not much good, but I'd like to have a go.
And where is this exactly?
That's what whoosh.
And these are peonies?
No, they're flowers, actually. I tried doing ponies before, but I couldn't get their heads on right. This is a table with flowers on them.
And what's this?
Oh, it's more of an afterthought, really. I thought the bare wall would be a bit boring, so I put them in. It's where I put my comb in. Oh, this is a window. Well, it's a bit of a window. Couldn't get it all in.
And this is a vase, I take it?
Aye, inherited off the wife's mother.
Interesting change of color towards the edge there.
That's a mistake, really.
Well, I like it. It's a very nice yellow.
Oh, no, it's not actually yellow. It's green in real life. But there are holes in a yellow left over from the shed.
Well, it's nice. And the grey, a very nice grey.
Aye, canny colour. Grey. This is a net curtain.
Oh, really?
And it turned out a bit of a dog's dinner, so I coloured it in. We haven't really done the lessons in Z through art yet.
Oh, this isn't essentially a class about technique.
I just go to come up the house.
I'd like to buy it.
What?
I'd like to buy it.
You must be joking, aren't you?
Absolutely not. Would £2 be enough?
£2? I can't charge £2 for this.
I really wouldn't like to spend much more. Three's my final offer.
£3 for that?
You're not actually gonna buy that, are you?
Are you sure you wouldn't look at the other paintings?
Look, I didn't want your money, man. You could have it for free.
Hang on a minute.
Hey, what's the matter now, like?
Yeah, listen, you absolutely cannot do that.
Yeah, I can't charge £3 for it.
No, it's not yours to give away.
What do you mean it's not mine?
It's the property of the WEA.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I paid for that paint myself. That's high gloss, that is.
But the copyright belongs to the group.
Copyright?
He's right. You could have painted that without the auspices of the group.
Yes, I could.
You could have painted that without Mr. Leon's instruction.
Oh, what you on about? I haven't done a single one of his exercises yet.
It's like You're going against the point of the group, aren't you?
This is absolutely ridiculous. That's my painting, and I'll do what I want with it.
Tell him.
That's the whole principle of the WA. It's about collective ownership.
So now you can't have it, it's confiscate.
Hang on a minute.
I'm overruling you.
I don't see why she shouldn't have it.
And you can shut up and all.
I did not come here to be spoken to like that.
If we can't sell it to her, why can't we just give it to her?
Because that's not the point, is it?
Well, if it's for free, it's not for profit, is it?
Yeah, but it's not yours to give away.
But we haven't even got anywhere to keep it, man. Have you been in that storeroom?
We'll put it up at home.
You must be bloody joking. One lass would just give it one space. Look, Pet, you can have it for gratis. And there's a few in the back I'll hold them out as well.
Now he isn't, this painting isn't going anywhere, I'm sorry, miss.
Look, I don't want to cause any problems.
Anyway, we shouldn't be giving this away. It's a relic of our history. We should be keeping it all together.
Is anyone else listening to me? That painting isn't going anywhere.
This is absolutely ridiculous. 3 quid for that? That's not art. It's shite.
Come on!
Well, perhaps we should put it to a vote.
Hang on. No, a minute. Hang on a minute. Nobody's voting on anything in here, okay? This is a democratic institution.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Aye.
All those in favor? Carried.
Marvelous. That was Mills drop around a check.
This is absolutely unconstitutional.
And I'll have me my 2 and 6 as well.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
Oh, I've never seen anything like this.
Oh my god. Have you seen how many settings she's got?
Hey man, you can't just sit there.
That bloke just go in and make yourself at home.
You can just sit down. I think they're coming.
We are coming. You didn't even think we'd be invited in the afternoon if we were push. She's keeping us away from the rest of them.
Look, Miss Sullivan's very kindly invited us up to here to look at the paintings. Let's not be ungrateful now, shall we?
But do not forget, every single thing in this room has been made up by some poor stevedore breaking his back in a P&O engine room 16 hours a day.
You're just jealous because it's my work up there and not yours. Look, Miss Sutherland is a lady of class and discernment.
Rubbish. Look at what is up next to. Alfred Wallace. Rubbish.
Look at that piece of that.
Look at the state of it.
It's not even finished.
Look at the size of that head. And I thought I was bad.
See, you're admiring my new war.
It's not recent, is it?
33. Who's it, don't you think?
Excuse me, miss, don't you think that the head's a bit small?
Absolutely. I love the way he emphasizes the body.
You mean that's how he meant to do it?
Yes, I don't think there's anyone tackling the human form in the exact same way. I think he's perhaps our only real world-class artist.
Him?
I thought you'd find affinity with him being the son of a miner.
Oh, miner?
This was done by a miner?
Well, not exactly. He managed to get out. He went to the local academy.
And then the Royal College, of course.
I think that's why he comes to art with a different perspective than everyone else. Surely you can feel a sense of mass, the weight of the body. I always feel an intense longing when I look at it. The head remote from the cumbersome limbs.
Well, you've got to admit though, he's not very good with the hips.
Speaking as a woman of a certain age, he has a very good grasp of hips.
What do you think, Mr. Lyon?
Oh, obviously very impressive. It's just, I personally prefer his earlier work. I mean, I find the move toward abstraction a bit of a dead end.
Well, what do you think of the Nicholson? I've only just bought it.
It's very white.
It's entirely white.
What's it supposed to be?
Circle on a square.
Oh! How much did you pay for this?
£200.
I don't think I understand what it means.
I don't think it means anything in a traditional sense. It just is what it is, a painting.
Wait, I thought all art was supposed to mean something.
It means here you all are looking at a formal arrangement someone else has made. That's what it means.
Eh?
She means that the meaning is internal to the person looking at it. The meaning is not in the objective world. The meaning is an internal thing.
Yes, the meaning is something that happens in your heart or in your mind, not in the world.
But there isn't really anything there.
Exactly. We're asked not to contemplate what is, but what is not.
But that's what... What?
The numinous, the spiritual, the realm which exactly we are not. Isn't that what we ultimately ask art to provide?
What?
A sense of awe, of religious awe, of the mystery of being alive.
What? By sticking a circle on a square?
Anyone could have done that. I mean, I could have done that.
But you didn't. Van Nicholson did.
Anyway, it's not stuck on. Looky.
He's right. It's carved out.
I bet it took some game trying to get that circle to look like that. That's one piece of mahogany.
Exactly. It's the sheer purity of a piece that really sings out. The glimpse of something beyond another.
Oh, I disagree. I don't even think it's about something beyond anything. The point is, it's imperfect, isn't it? You can never have a perfect circle because it has to be made. That's the point. I know we call it abstract art, but it's quite the opposite, isn't it? It's not abstract. It's there. It's concrete.
Concrete?
Aye, because it's an actual thing. And that's the beauty of it. It's the tension between the abstract and the concrete. It's the sort of art of what it is to make art. I think that's what's significant.
You've lost me now, Oliver.
What's significant about circles and squares and a piece of wood?
Well, it's like a metaphor, isn't it? It's about taking real things and imposing shapes on them. That you know it's wood. You feel the weight of it, and that these geometrical shapes have been carved out. Well, there's an effort gone into it. Work.
So what does it mean?
It means that there's a bit of wood, and a circle and a square cut out. That's all.
That's profound.
It's not much different from what we do, really. We just make shapes on materials.
Well, we've tried to actually draw some.
Well, he's carved something out, at least, a circle and a square.
The circle and the square is not in the real world.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. There it is, a circle and a square.
Ah, but that's not real life, is it?
I don't know what's not real about that bit of wood over there. There it is.
I mean, you like this, Oliver. You see something in this.
Yes, what I'm trying to say is, art is about making things possible that weren't there before. When you're painting a painting, you're painting a painting. You're not just painting life.
Yes, I think I see what you mean.
It's a lot of other things. It's about the landscape. It's about these different things juxtaposed together, playing with the different notions. But just the sheer fact of it, I think it's quite beautiful.
I started doing the pit when I was 10. Me mad used to get us up at 5 every morning, and I'd walk 3 miles doing the wrong way to pit it. And I went down the shaft, and I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. The dark, the noises. I hated the dark. And the fellas, the big fellas, all smashed into one cage. And they had ye on the doors, and they had ye on the doors, because if the doors weren't open, the air going down the quickest route, and we'd all be dead. So I'd sit there all day, opening the doors, closing the doors, by myself, in the dark. I was scared stiff I was, and I went home and I went to bed. And when the other Brians come for us, me mad gun out and tell them, "Gone away. He's too tired to play out." And 5 the very next morning, I was up again. Opening the doors, closing the doors. They had me on that for 4 years before they had us up on the pit ponies. I didn't miss a single day. Not one single day since 1897. Not one single day.
Aye, but what does that have to do with the picture?
I didn't know.
Well, what do you think of the work?
Did you really pay £200 for this?
It's lovely up here. All this clean air.
Yes, I don't know anyone quite like it. It costs a fortune to keep up, but I think it's worth it. I often have people up to paint the gardens.
Oh, really?
Please, come.
Well, me?
Yes,
You wouldn't mind.
of course I wouldn't be mine. It would be my pleasure. There's nothing I love more than encouraging artists.
Oh, but I'm not a real artist.
Of course you're a real artist, Oliver.
I mean, an artist that gets paid.
I don't think art can be judged by its monetary value. Do you?
No, of course not, but it makes a difference, doesn't it? Look how much you paid for that picture over there.
That's the price, Mr. Kilbourne. It has nothing to do with the value. Have you always painted?
No. It's just recent. I started doing the pit when I was 10. You were supposed to be 11 officially, but they turned a blind eye because my father broke his back when the seam fell in.
I'm sorry.
My mother didn't take it too well. Gone off to live in Scotland when I was 14. Left me to raise everybody up by myself.
Everybody?
Why? My sister and her bonds. My fellow got killed in the war and all. I know it sounds a bit like a sob story, but with the art, it's just I never really had time much for myself.
You never married?
No, I never really found the time. So, what does Mr. Sutherland think about all this art then?
Oh, Mr. Sutherland left us some time ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. We were married 5 years, but it was never something he could physically commit himself to. He left to pursue the life of a gentleman, leaving me to pursue the arts.
I see.
From a distance, we all look like stereotypes, but look closer, and none of our stories are typical. There's always some sort of twist.
Oh, I don't know about that, miss. I mean, I'm just an ordinary pitman.
I don't think you're ordinary at all, Oliver.
Well, of course I am.
Ordinary pitmen don't paint pictures.
They do. We all do.
Well, you don't just paint pictures. You see something different. You're sensitive to what makes art art.
So you think I can be an artist?
I think you think like an artist.
But do you think I'm any good?
Look, I'll be frank. I don't care much for all these paintings of minors that you all seem so insistent on doing. So I can't tell if you're a real artist or not. But I can tell you of an artist's soul, which is rare enough in itself. Whether you're good or not depends largely on how much real work you wish to put in.
Oh, I don't mind work, miss.
So what if I was to give you a stipend?
A what?
A stipend. A weekly stipend to paint.
I don't understand.
A wage. A weekly wage. How much do you make? 3-4 pounds a week?
2 pounds 6 shillings.
What if I was to give you 2 pounds 10 shillings?
What? To paint and you get to keep the pictures.
Oh no, I don't want the pictures. You can keep them. Think of it as a gift.
Well, I couldn't do that.
Why not?
Well, it's your money, that.
Well, someone gave it to me.
But I have to give up my job.
I don't wish to be impertinent, but isn't that the point?
But why?
Because I like you, Oliver.
You like me?
I see something of myself in you.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. What's he say?
Well, I don't know what you say, miss. You know, No one's ever done anything to me in my entire life.
I suggest you go away and think about it.
I will, miss. I will.
Oliver Kilborn?
Oh, yes.
Harry Wilson?
Take a wild guess.
I don't know why we're doing this. There's only Jimmy missing.
I know bloody well only Jimmy's missing, but we still have to take roll call.
He's been missing since Ashington.
Where the bloody hell is he?
We're gonna miss his train if he doesn't bloody himself up.
You excited, son?
I can't believe I'm actually going to London.
Don't get too excited. You've got to bunk on the Jimmy Floyd.
It's the lion.
Gentlemen, all present correctly?
Aye, apart from Jimmy.
Oh,
Jimmy now where he's gone to.
he changed his shift and everything.
Looking forward to it then?
I've not slept in 3 nights.
Well, it's extraordinarily good of Miss Sutherland to arrange it. We're going to the Chinese exhibition at the Royal Academy first thing.
Look, here he is!
Oh, thank God.
But where have you been, man?
Jack Ainsworth, he broke his leg on the bottom.
Is he alright?
Aye, but by the time we got him out, I missed the train and the hitchhiker of a lorry. I thought there was no way I was making it back one time.
That's the second block in a fortnight.
Well, we're gonna miss this one and all.
Coach D!
Coach D!
See you later, chaps.
What do you mean? Aren't you coming?
Well, of course, it put me in first class.
Aye.
See you. Have a good sleep. See you in London.
They're massive, aren't they?
Apparently this is the largest exhibition of Chinese art ever seen outside of China.
It's funny. It's not what I imagined Chinese arts to be.
Oh, what did you imagine?
I didn't know, but they're quite simple, aren't they? A bird by a tree, a rock by a lake. I mean, I thought they'd be more grand.
I do know. It's quite grand, actually.
I mean, opulent. But they're quite simple, aren't they?
I like them.
I thought they'd be a bit imperial for your taste.
Aye, but there's no posh people in them.
Isn't it funny the way they don't color it all in?
Do you hear? They just leave spaces.
Well, I have to say, it may be 200 years old, but I can't quite see what's worth the bother bringing it over. There's no demonstration of any real skill. I mean, they're quite clearly generic scenes, perfectly ordinary, really.
So, you didn't really like them?
There's nothing essentially bad about them. It's just all this crap about spiritual quality. It's frankly overblown, don't you think?
Oh, I never know.
But there's no demonstration of composition or handling of color. I mean, compare it to Gainsborough, say, or Stubbs. It's almost directly contemporary. I mean, as lovely as it is, it's actually just folk art.
What's wrong with folk art, like?
Nothing's wrong with folk art per se. It's just they're all so primitive. I mean, look at the lack of perspective, for example.
But that's exactly what I like about them. You see, with perspective, everybody's looking at everything from the same place, but when you don't have it, you're approaching it from any angle you'd like.
But don't you find it rather formulaic? I mean, there's rooms and rooms of this stuff.
It's because it's a tradition. They're working in a tradition.
Right, but exactly. There's no individuality. That's precisely what I lack.
No, don't be daft. The entire point of a tradition is that every little detail
becomes a huge mark of individuality.
Yeah, you don't have to be wild or eccentric just for the sake of it. You don't have to be different just to be an individual.
Any role. Half the time, people are just copying other people being individual, which isn't being individual at all, if you think about it.
See, what I like about these artworks is that they're both traditional and personal. Because if you use it correctly, tradition isn't something that restrains you. Tradition is something that sets you free.
They just had a revolution, didn't they? It's their new work I'd like to see. What do you think, Helen?
I think it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my entire life.
And then we went to the Tate Gallery.
But the main thing that really impressed me,
Beyond the Cezanne.
And you trios.
I like the black.
Aye, we like the Blake.
Oh, and the Turner.
Oh yes, Turner, that was quite something.
basically we liked everything.
But the main thing that impressed me,
The main thing.
Was Van Gogh.
Oh, even when you walked in his room, you could feel that this was special.
Might have been the mining connection.
He used to live in a mining village.
before I became a painter,
In the Born Age. He was a trainee VCAR, looking after the well-being of the miners.
And that's what he learned to draw.
He was nearly 30 when he started to draw.
and the first things he drew were miners.
Coming back from work.
But what seemed overwhelming was the intensity.
When you were in his room, it wasn't like you were getting in there having to look room.
It's like you were inside his head when he was in it. And what I liked about it, it was an ordinary room, not a rich man's room.
Oh, not an abstract room.
It was a vision of the everyday.
But it was more than that.
It felt like we were seeing the scene for the first time.
And really, I think it was at that moment.
When we saw the Van Gogh, something happened.
When we saw the Van Gogh, I think
We became a group.
because we saw that art is not about the privilege.
It's not about money.
It's not about doing things the right way or wrong way.
Art was a gift.
He did it for love.
He only sold one penny his entire life.
And now it's gone ruined for thousands of pounds.
Art really doesn't belong to anybody.
No Doris.
Or the owner.
Or the people who look at it.
Real art is something shared.
Real art belongs to everyone.
When we looked up at the picture,
We felt a force that flowed through the flower, a force that flowed through us.
It was an inspiration.
And that's what inspired means, doesn't it?
Breathing life.
When you're inspired, it means seeing clearly what to do, what is there.
And now what to do with it.
You know what is there, and you see what is possible.
You take one set of things.
Some paint, some board, whatever.
You take this one set of things.
And you make them into something else.
Whatever your circumstances.
Rich or poor.
You make something else.
You can change things.
And if you can overcome what you need to overcome,
No matter who you are, where you come from, that is what is important about art.
You take one thing.
And you make one thing into another.
and you transform who you are.
A stipend.
A stipend? Oh, yes, a stipend.
The bloody hell's a stipend?
Regular payment. Oh, like a wage.
A wage?
What for?
Painting. Painting.
She'll give you a wage for painting?
Yes.
how much is your offer?
£2.
£2?
And 6 shillings. That's more than I'm on at the moment.
Every week.
Aye.
She didn't mention me by any chance.
Oh, she didn't mention you. You're lucky enough to get paid doing the pit, never mind painting pictures.
Aye, what you on about? It's my work she got up in the house.
But what you get to air for? You didn't even want to be an artist in the first place.
Wouldn't mind the £2 6 shilling though.
So, what? Should we just give you this money to give up working?
Aye.
Oh, for no?
Oh, well, to paint. Why would you want to do that? Well, because she's trying to help us.
Papa coming a painter.
Look, I wasn't gonna say anything, but I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I'm asking for help here.
Well, you picked a bloody good time to bring this up. What's supposed to be done in the gallery prepared for the exhibition.
Will she give you this money every week?
Aye.
Well, there's no accounting for taste, is there?
So it'd be just like retiring.
Of course it wouldn't be like your time. You have to work as an artist, wouldn't you?
Well, how do you do that?
Oh, aye. Are you gonna go around wearing a beret?
Of course you'd run around wearing a beret. You'd have to paint pictures, wouldn't he?
Gentlemen, please.
But you're not the things to draw, man.
Well, of course you won't have things to draw, man. He's gonna have all day to think about it.
But you're not the money.
She's one of the richest people in the country, man. She's not gonna run on money. Stupid bloody sod.
Oh, you'd be compromised, wouldn't you?
He's compromised now. He's working on the Rudy Pill Day.
Anyway, she said I can paint what I like.
Oh, aye. She says that no, but she'll have you doing circles and squares before you can get your pencils out.
Gentlemen, please, every day.
I just don't see how you two can take it. He'd be an outsider, wouldn't he?
An outsider?
Aye. He'd be like a scab.
What do you mean a scab?
Well, we'd all be doing one thing, and he'd be doing another. Look, nobody's an artist around here. We might do art because of this art class. But we do it as a group. We do it as equals. Now, one person's going to bread today to get £2.6 a week, while others get free bugger all for their labour. Well, I'd say there's a basic inequality there.
That's got nothing to do with being a scab. A scab is someone who's undermining everybody else. Wouldn't he be undermining by painting pictures, you stupid bloody sod?
Gentlemen, please! I thought we were supposed to be a group. I thought this was supposed to be a common enterprise.
Yes, but look, isn't the bigger point here that you have here such a protected environment?
Anyway, you're not giving up on joke. Not you, Mr. Pitmen. You have 25 years left down there.
Do you know how hard it is to get a job as a pitman?
The lad is right. All those in favour?
Hang on a minute. This isn't something we're gonna sort out now, is it? I suggest that there's no further business that we reconvene down at the gallery to prepare for the exhibition. Alright, let's go.
Look, I have to catch the last train back, but no matter, I think we should sit down and talk about this properly. I don't want you to do anything that catches you off your stride.
Look, if you turn it down, put in a good word for me.
Take it. For God's sake, Oliver. You were born to it. If you're one of them, you'd have the choice, wouldn't you?
But you don't think it's selling out?
Selling out for £2.50 a week? Those bastards owe us millions. Man makes his own history, but not in the conditions of his own making. What are you doing down there slaving a job in the pit every day? You might be crippled tomorrow. Bugger what anybody else thinks. Think about it as a reservation of wealth.
What's that?
That's beer.
We give him a drink now.
Nah, it's from that lad who said it will boost.
Not the one from Oxford University.
Aye, he gave this to us as a gift and then took it off without paying any board.
What are you going to do with it?
I give it now.
I'll have it then.
Nay, you won't. Alcohol's a thief for time, lad.
Gentlemen, I think we have quite a hit on our hands. Julian Trevelyan is absolutely knocked out. He's definitely going to buy something.
What am I?
He's not quite sure yet. And there's a chap over there from the BBC who's asked us to give a talk on the wireless.
On the wireless?
And he's asked me to pick one or two of you chaps to go with me.
That's amazing.
Nay, you won't. They wouldn't understand yet.
I don't think this is the time to decide this. And we have to be getting on with the discussion. But I just want to say, chaps, jolly well done. This is a proper achievement. What is remarkable about these pictures is not the quality or the quantity of the work, but the fact that it exists at all. What you are seeing before you is perhaps unique in the history of art. There have often been individuals to break out, bulk expectations, but I can think of no other group of working class artists who have produced such a body of art. And to me, it begs the question, why do we assume that art is the exclusive domain of the privileged, the elite? Why do we assume that these people have more to say than anybody else? And here is that lie to the assumption. Here's the proof that we as a society have got it wrong. And in every mine, every street, every workplace, there's potential for works of art to blossom and grow and amaze us with their riches. I know I'm not alone in finding these works exceptional, but they are only as exceptional as these men who have made them. This is the first exhibition of paintings done exclusively by working class artists in British history. And the reason why we've never seen this like is clearly not because the working class lacks talent, but because no one has given them a paintbrush. And what this all offers to me is the simple fact that anybody can paint. We simply have to find the key and unlock all this creativity which we as a society have hitherto allowed to lie dormant. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ashington Group. So, would anybody like to go first?
Harry Wilson, dental mechanic. I just want to say it's not exactly right, is it?
How's that?
I mean, not everybody can paint, can they?
Please, explain what you mean.
Not everybody can paint, it's just obvious.
It's true. The wife can't paint. Neither can you.
Look, what I'm saying is obviously everybody can paint. A monkey could paint if you give it a brush. What I'm saying is, it's the wrong question. We should be asking if anyone should paint. We should be asking if anyone can become an artist.
Yes. Well, what I was trying to say is that the creativity of the mass of people have been stymied by the division of labor between the classes. But fundamentally, underneath, anybody can have a creative gift.
Oliver Kilboy, minor. I disagree, Mr. Lyon. I mean, some people are good at things and some people are not. Some fellas grow leaks. Some fellas can take a ball, run a full length of a pitch, lob it over 3 defenders' head, and smack it on the back of the net. I mean, it's talent, isn't it?
Exactly. You don't want just anybody putting their teeth in.
Yes, exactly. But it's these special talents which whole sections of the community have been disabled from using.
But hang on, I don't understand why when you look at what paintings, you think that anyone can do them. We did them. They're good because we're good at painting, and not because we're working class. I mean, if you were to give a presentation on posh people's painting, you wouldn't be getting, oh, look what rich people have done. All rich people are artists. Now, would you? It's the individual that matters. The individual.
Yes, but what about the group?
Well, isn't it what's important about art that it comes from the individual? It's someone's life, someone's journey. Isn't that what's important?
Anyway, we are individuals, and there's 25,000 people in Ashington. We just happen to be the ones who can paint.
Yes, but what is interesting about what you guys paint is that you all paint the same things. You have a common objective, and this is very special.
Well, I don't think you mean it badly, Mr. Lyon. I do understand what you're trying to say, but you do have to be careful the assumptions you make, that they don't actually end up patronizing people or holding them back.
That's the last thing anybody would want.
Sorry, James Floyd Cutler. Can I get this right, Oliver? So basically, what he's really trying to say is most people can't paint.
Oh, he's saying is everyone has their own journey. Is there anything wrong with that?
Hello. Come to see her ladyship? Yes, they told me I should just wait here.
Having one of her naps, very fond of naps. Ben Nicholson.
Oh, the artist.
The dogs Varty of the Nouveau Riche. Or at least their superannuated daughters, so it appears.
I beg your pardon?
Sorry, I've just been up here too long. Not had a normal conversation for days. Are you doing some work in the house?
No, not really. Oh, actually, Mr. Nicholson, I'm a great admirer of yours.
Really?
I didn't get it at first, but now I really admire it, especially the more abstract work.
Well, thank you. You aren't one of those miners by any chance, are you?
Well, actually, I am.
Incredible. We went to see your exhibition the other day. It's really incredible.
Well, thank you.
No, really. I was stunned. She's prone to exaggerate and refine, but I was properly impressed. Are you doing some work Are you staying for supper?
No, I decided to. I think I have to get off in a bit. I'm in the back shift.
Yes, it's probably just as well. It's a bit like boarding school, actually.
So, you come up here a lot, didn't you?
All part of the job, keeping the patron satisfied. To be perfectly honest, it's alright till she gets out the William Blake. Be warned, then you really are in trouble. Still, it has to be done. I have to say, that's what I most envy about you fellows.
What's that?
No press, no patrons, no public. I mean, you're free, aren't you? You've got it made. You did, you're the one at the Bennington Terrier by any chance, did you?
No, that was somebody else. I mainly do work about working with the ground.
Terrific, really, it's first class.
If you don't mind us asking, Mr. Nicholson, how did you get started in art, like?
Family trade, I suppose. Daddy was an artist, so I didn't really think of anything else. Unfortunately, he weren't my fiance when I just left art school, so I mostly had to find my own way.
I see.
It was tough at first. Bummed about Europe, hung out with Brock and Giacometti. Didn't sell anything for the first 10 years or so. Mostly lived off Winifred's inheritance. Of course, that's rather dried up since he moved in with Barbara.
Barbara?
Hepworth.
Oh, you live with Barbara Hepworth?
For my sins. We haven't got two savers to rub together, so I've started taking on pupils and eating a lot of stodgy suppers, shall we say.
Oh, so you just come up to sell your work then?
Oh, she's alright, I suppose. A bit stuck up her own arse. Still, it's all part of the aftercare service. I must say, that's what I most envy about you chaps.
I don't understand.
You are your own man. You can't be bought.
Oliver.
I shall leave you to it.
No, Ben, please stay.
No, Helen, darling, I was just on my way to freshen up. Frightfully good to meet you, and jolly good luck.
I see you met Ben. He's a sweetheart, isn't he?
To tell you the truth, I don't know what to say to him.
I shouldn't worry. He could talk the hind legs off a donkey to me. So, have you thought about my offer?
To be quite honest with you, miss, I didn't really think about anything else. I mean, it's not every day you have such a big chance like this. Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Well, I've obviously given it a lot of thought. You know, it's a big decision. I have to get this right. And I've also talked to a lot of people. It's not just me this decision's gonna affect, you know, this big leap and everything.
And?
No. The answer's no.
No?
Yes, no. I'm sorry, miss.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
Look, perhaps you need more time. It's a big decision and everything.
No, miss.
You do realize what an unusual offer this is, Oliver.
No, of course. Of course I do. Look, I know you're trying to be kind and everything, but I just can't do it.
But why not?
Well, I just can't.
Look, no one said it would be easy.
But how can I just cut myself off from everybody, miss? I know these blokes my entire life. I know their fathers. I know their sons. They're ponies root of the pit. I know their sister. They're like a family to me. They are my family. I'm not me on my own. They're everything I've got. Why, you can go on a road and meet any number of people just like you, but it's not that easy for me. This is who I am.
Look, no one's telling you to cut yourself off. And they would take my kind off if it were them. You know that.
But what if it doesn't work?
What if it does? You'd be an artist like everyone else.
Like everybody else? I'm a pitman. What do you think I paint?
Like whomever you wanted to be. You could paint whatever you wanted, that's the point. You make it up. You decide who you are. You've got no ties, Oliver.
You don't understand, do you?
Yes, I understand. But take life into your own hands for once. Look, it's not your fault that you're working class. You were born here. It's not your fault that your father died. And it's not your fault you got a mother who abandoned you. But you can't let that define you. Look, you're scared. It's perfectly natural.
Scared? You gotta be joking, man. I'm scared doing the pit. I'm not scared of bloody painting. Look, it's not that. It's just, I even have the language. You can't be working class and artist at the same time. They're two different things. They don't exist.
And what the hell is wrong with that? Listen to yourself, Oliver. For God's sake, don't be pathetic. I'm throwing you a lifeline here.
Oh, so I just gave everything up because you graciously decided to block me out. Well, it doesn't work like that. You can't just change who people are by throwing money at them. It's not about the money. It's about everything else. It's about who people are. Why? I'll never be like you. You're them. You grew up nowhere, Bootot. Sitting on your posh sofa, knowing how to get on. We're from a different country, man. Do you even know what I do? Do you know who I am? I'm a pitman. And I'm a bloody good pitman.
I'm so sorry, Oliver.
By his latest act of naked aggression, Hitler has committed a crime not only against the rule, but against the rules of the race.
Stop incoming traffic.
What the bloody hell is that?
It's an experiment.
Oh, I can see damn well it's an experiment. Well, what is it?
The blob.
Blob? I thought it was
I call it the blob.
This is a load of bloody rubbish.
Wait, what you mean it's rubbish? That's non-representational art, that is.
But I thought we're supposed to be doing preparation for battle.
I did do preparation for battle in the form of a blob.
It's got nothing to do with the preparations for battle.
That's because it's non-representational.
It's not representational. I'll tell you what it is. Bloody rubbish.
Oh, blobs rubbish now, are they? What if Henry Moore did a blob? Would that be rubbish as well?
Well, if you did that one, then yes.
Look. Nobody's saying blobs are rubbish. Obviously they're blobs. They're blobs. What I'm saying is, there were perfectly fine blobs in the Russian Revolution, for example. The trouble is, one doesn't mean anything.
What you mean it doesn't mean anything? That's the point. It's challenging the mode of representation.
Why are you challenging the modes of representation? What's wrong with representation in the first place?
That's what I'm saying, man. It's all old hat. You didn't see your modern artists in London doing it down in the air raid shelters now, do you? No, man, no. They're challenging the mode of representation.
But they're proper artists now, aren't they, Jimmy man? It's what they do. Their job is to figure out how to represent it. That's all they do. But we're not full-time artists, so us doing paintings means something else.
Why? Why is it different, Bruce?
Because we didn't have the means of representation in the first place. How things are represented doesn't belong to the working class locally. And that's what we have to take back. This is tantamount to the bourgeois formalism.
How the hell is this bourgeois formalism? I did it in the potting shed.
It doesn't matter where you did it. It doesn't mean anything. Because it isn't involved in the proper aesthetic question addressing the class basis of its means of production.
Alright then. So if I can't draw blobs, what the hell can I draw?
He's right, you know. There's no... You can't just have a group of blobs that only posh people can draw, and then another group of blobs that the rest of us.
Look, I think the problem with your blog is that neither the form nor the subject express really much. It's just a blog.
Exactly.
Right. What's so beautiful about this then? And it's not even about war.
Of course it's about war, Jimmy man. Look it. These lads are in uniform.
It's on the high street.
But that's the whole point, man, Jimmy. It's not about some abstraction. It's about us. Look, that young man's getting off.
I didn't see anything beautiful about that.
It's about the fragility of things. That's what good art's about, isn't it? Capture moments of real fragility that just passes by. But in art, we're reminded of them. We're reminded of mortality.
In world's war.
Anyway. Do you actually listen to yourself? Do you actually think about what you're saying? It's crap! It's sentimental rubbish, man! Fellas on the high streets? Blobs? Give me a break, man. A proper artist would tear the bloody mortar! Do you now? Do you really know what's getting on?
But what's you getting on about?
Well, man! People are getting blown to little bits! Whole towns are getting smacked to the ground! And what are we doing? Arguing about that?
So you think we should just give it up, do you? That's it. Let the Philistines win.
Well, as it happens, Hitler's a painter, and Churchill's a ruddy painter. Look where that's got us. I tell you what, they're tapping oil. Look, this is proper art.
What is this?
It's a magazine.
Where have you been getting money from magazines?
From the library.
You mean you ripped the suit?
Well, they wouldn't just let us borrow it.
Oh, you cheeky son, you blew that back in.
Who did this?
Is this a Picasso?
Look, this is proper art. Everything ripped up, soft smashed together. Not white circles or blobs, or pit ponies, or fellas on street corners, or folks with their bait boxes, or having a tickle on a Sunday. It's people getting killed. That's what you should be doing.
I didn't see anything beautiful about that.
It isn't beautiful, man. It's ugly, it's horrible, it's disgusting. You're scared. All of you are scared of the big things. Can't be laughing around as happy as sandboys. This isn't political, man. They're shipping artists off to Siberia.
Do you think we are some?
Well, so is them. Where's the anger in that? Where's the anger?
What are you doing, man? Nothing.
What the hell are you doing here?
Just looking at the pictures.
Hey, there's a room full of people, man. How the hell are we supposed to sell anything like this? Come on, let's get you over here.
Here, put these in your pockets for later. Harry's gonna have a pork pie away.
And what's he doing?
Give me back. I didn't see what the problem is. She was pandering to the bourgeois classes.
Hey, you put that back, for goodness sake. That was paid for by the gallery painters. What are people gonna think?
What are we doing? Pandering to the bourgeois classes? Huh? Bourgeois classes. The Lord Mayor is 3 blocks from the ministry.
Look, man, what's the point of having an exhibition if we're not going to sell any pictures? Do you know how much money is left in that kitty?
Have we missed anything?
Oh, and where the hell have you two been?
We're sorry we're late, Uncle George. We could have been held up at that station.
Have you been drinking?
No.
You stink of alcohol, man.
We've only had a pint of beer, man.
Aye, and you're still surprised you don't get work with that attitude.
Well, that won't matter anymore. We just signed up.
Wait, you did what?
We've got talking to these lads in the station with the storm.
Oh, good. Jesus Christ, like, what were you thinking?
We get conscripted anyway.
Don't be stupid. Mining's a prescribed occupation.
In case you haven't noticed, we're not miners, are we?
We're nobody. Anyway, there'll be plenty of work now. Everything's kicked in.
Look, it's not too late. Me and your Uncle George are going down. We'll shoot you.
No! You never get it there! We want to get it. They're glad to have us. They're gonna look down on us.
For God's sake, son, what are you talking? Did your mother know about this?
Stop it! We're getting out of here.
Hey, come back! Miss Littlewood,
Lads? There for some sausage rolls, now.
No, thank you.
Meat paste sandwich. They're very nice.
Really, I ate before I came.
Anyways, it's a privilege that you're here, miss. We're just a little bit disappointed at the turnover.
Yes, I was rather surprised at the numbers myself. Perhaps the war makes the Philistines a lot of people.
We were just wondering if you saw anything you're interested in.
To be quite honest, I've given up altogether on art. I get most excited by ceramics.
Ooh, place in that?
There's some lovely things coming out of St. Ives.
That's a pity, miss. We really could have done with the money.
No, not to worry. I brought up Lady Ridley. More money than sense, and 10 years behind on times. She'll laugh it out, believe me. Perhaps you should go have a word with her.
That sounds like a brilliant idea, actually. Lads, come on. Jimmy?
Is this one of yours?
Ah, it's all mine in this room. That's the one I'm doing for the war ministry. George got a grant. That's why it has a war theme. So, what do you think?
Of this?
Of my work as a whole?
To be quite honest, Oliver, I'm a little disappointed.
Disappointed?
I thought you might have come on a little more than you seem to.
How do you mean?
I thought perhaps when we talked, perhaps you were right. Perhaps you would have had more independence away from this establishment, as you call it, but it's all just become so generic. I mean, it's perfectly fine. Just, you haven't really improved.
Oh, I see.
Perhaps I shouldn't be so forthright. I just don't want to patronize you anymore.
No, it's all right. Speak your mind.
I think what characterizes your work as a whole is the group itself. The strange thing is, even though you don't deal with sentiment, your work is sentimental in the end.
How do you mean?
The fact that you don't deal with form, that your obsessions still have a story. For a group of men, there's no sexuality in your work. There's barely anything sublimited, and most of all, one doesn't feel desire when looking at it.
Desire?
An elemental hunger, a yearning for another, for sensuality. It's all locked in. I think it's all in you. You just need to let it out.
Well, so, you didn't really like them.
Perhaps it sounds bitter, relating to being rejected. Perhaps it is. But it's truly what I think.
Well, I just feel a bit sad I never came up to paint the garden, miss. It's just been difficult trying to find the time and everything. Maybe I can come one Sunday.
Rover didn't tell you? I'm selling up. It was getting much too expensive to keep on my own.
And where will you go, miss?
I don't know. Somewhere more modest. Maybe the lakes.
And what about the paintings?
I'll take them, of course. The Nicholsons are starting to fetch for some handsome prices.
I should have taken it, shouldn't I, miss? I should have taken it.
Perhaps it's for the best, seeing what's happened with the war and everything.
No. I completely messed it up. I didn't know what to do. I was confused. I wasn't ready. I could have lived a different life. You saw it, didn't you, miss? You saw it through all the superficial differences.
Yes, Oliver. I did.
Jimmy! Oh, hey, Oliver. They put a load of scones out.
I'm terribly sorry, miss. Perhaps I should attend Lady Ridley.
Right, Oliver.
Where?
Hello.
Hello.
Don't you remember me? I came to your hut to do some modeling.
Yes, of course. Jimmy still gets them palpitations.
It must be fantastic being so famous. These paintings, they're brilliant.
I suppose you're a professional by now.
Well, no, I've never actually finished, but I still work in the tea rooms.
But do you still take your clothes off?
No, not since I got engaged. My fiance didn't like it. I mean, I'm so very much interested in the arts, though. I mean, it must be the best thing in the world to do what you do. I would really love to be in an exhibition.
Oliver, guess.
Mr. Lyon.
I'm sorry?
It's Suzanne? Suzanne Parks? Like model?
Oh, Samson! How lovely to see you. I hardly recognize you.
Well, I have put a bit of weight on.
Oh gosh, no. How delightful to see you. I'm a bit distracted. I just had some extraordinary news.
Oh, do tell.
That's what I did actually. I received a telegram just as I was coming down here from the university.
Jeez, I swear? No, what? Nice macaron.
But I have just been appointed professor at the Edinburgh College of Art.
Edinburgh?
It's sort of the Scottish equivalent of the Royal Academy.
That's fantastic.
To be honest, it's an extraordinary appointment for someone with my background. I do think it's all down to you chaps.
Us?
Because of the dissertation.
What, the dissertation?
What dissertation?
About the group. I've written the whole thing up. An account of the training program. Everything. I suppose they found it suitably impressive.
Oh, I didn't know you were writing a dissertation.
It's very dry. It's more of an academic manifesto, really.
So you'll be leaving us?
Yes, but not till September. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
So it was us?
And the man was, yes.
Us that got you the job.
By rights, you should have told us you were applying for a new job.
To be honest, I didn't think there was any chance of getting it.
Congrats.
Thank you. Look, I know this isn't the time for speeches, but I just want to say, meeting you chaps has been the most important thing that has ever happened to me. I do know that I will never find anything like this again. Here's to the group.
You do realize you would never wear any of this lot.
I thought this was a full Pitmen's uniform.
Oh, well, maybe it's in the 70s, 90s, but as of the moment, I don't wear anything at all. Well, just a pair of huggers. If you went doing it in this lot, you wouldn't last 10 minutes. I think you only see people wear like this in the pictures.
So, how's everything back in Ashington?
Oh, well, we meet when we can, but it's not the same. You know, they requisitioned the hut. I've almost given up.
No.
It's just been difficult ever since news of the young lads came back. Poor boogers never made it out the water, you know.
I'm terribly sorry.
It's not been easy for anyone. You should come down to see what.
Yes, of course. I'll write to George just as soon as my term starts and I have my timetable. I can't believe it's been more than a year.
It's alright, I understand.
Yes, but no. It's unforgivable. Except that I'll be making up for it. Listen.
So, how are you getting on up here?
Rather well, as a matter of fact. Plenty of time for my own work. It's kind of different being in the actual capital city. You know, with the real cultural life going on around you. Artists, writers, interesting people. But what is remarkable is that as part of my duties, well, I have the responsibility of hanging the National Gallery of Scotland.
The National Gallery? Oh, what are you going to show next then?
As a matter of fact, I've been hoping to show you.
Me?
Yes, in the group, of course.
Oh, wow, what a privilege.
They were moving all the permanent art to storage for safekeeping, and I thought of you.
Well, thank you, because we won't get bombed.
Well, we could any of us get bombed, Oliver. I just thought you'd be less precious. It's just such a fine opportunity. And I'd like everyone up here to have a chance to see what we've done. It's really important work.
I'll bring you up to the last then.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'm perfectly aware that you felt that I somehow exploited the group. But you were incredibly important to me. You know that.
I never think you exploited the group, Mr. Lyon. I owe you everything. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Lyon. Look, how are you getting on?
Well, it's just a start. How about you come here and tell me what you think?
It's good. Very good.
Oliver, what have I taught you? Tell me what you really think.
Well, it's good. Really, very good.
Don't be polite, Oliver. Come on, tell me what you really think.
Well, it's perfectly fine for an academic study, an exercise well executed. But as art, it's nothing really there. It's flat. It's superficial.
I see.
You sort of smooth everything out into this idea of a photographic realism. If you look at the black and the shade here, it's not realistic at all. I didn't look like that in the shade. This is a stylized, generic representation. It has no life in it. But if you want me to say what is wrong with the picture, it's that it doesn't convey whatsoever what it means to paint it. It doesn't show what it means to be a pitman, to be in these clothes, to be in your room, to be painted or anything. It's facile. That's the word, isn't it?
Facile?
Yes. Full facility, but signifying nothing. This could be anyone, Mr. Lyon, but I'm not anyone.
I know you're not, Oliver.
Should I go on?
No, please spare me the violent details. I know what this is. I know this work. And I know who I am. I'm a failure in any real artistic sense.
You're not
I
a
don't have
failure.
my own subject.
No, you're not a failure, Mr. Lyon. You're everything I wish I could have been.
Thank God we spared that privilege.
Privilege? I'm not privileged, Mr. Lyon. I'm a pitman. I work doing on my hands and knees 48 hours a week. Look at my hands, and look at yours. I should be here, doing what you do. I know I'm no great shakes by any real standards. I'm just as mediocre as you are. But we're in the same boat here, so why can't this be me? A man devoting my life to art and literature and meeting brilliant people. Why can't this be me? I'm a pitman. I might be an individual. I might be proud, but no, I'm not privileged in any way.
Oliver, that's such rubbish. You know, and I know, that what matters is the art. That's the privilege. Everyone runs up against their indifference, their limitations. Isn't that the point of art? If it was easy, it wouldn't mean anything. Yes, the world is unfair. Yes, everyone else has it easy. Well, go out and do something. Use your anger.
I'm not angry, Mr. Lyon. I'm disappointed.
Well, you bloody well should be. Look, we can make the world a place where everyone can flourish. But you can't just do that by making art. Painting pictures by itself was never going to change the world. What the hell did you think I was doing? Coming up here to Ashington. Art by itself isn't enough. You have to go out and change something. Look, when the war is over, we have a chance to do something. But that can only happen if the working class gets after fat asses and the high horses and use their creativity, their intelligence, their power, Oliver, and reach for a better future. If they just give up and accept the scraps that were thrown at them, then we're all done for. You can't have a rich culture if 3/4 of the world of the population is disenfranchised. Stop being scared of the world, Oliver. Meet it. Take your chances. Make something new.
Principles. I'm having a full book order that contains the whole Constitution.
Look at this. It's not too bad, is it?
I think we did a pretty good job getting the lease off the cupboard.
They had no choice. Rather than nationalise industry.
Aye, but there was some competition from amateur dramatics. Turns out every book is an artist under Clement Attlee.
And Boba here's not Nazi now.
Aye, but when the subscriptions start rolling in, this place will be heaving, man.
What's that racket?
Oh, that's the band that practicing for the picnic.
It'll be a hell of a do this year.
Aye. Fancy a beer?
We didn't drink, George.
Aye, but this is a special occasion, isn't it? It's from that lad from Oxford University, I remember. Come on, we'll just have the one. Hey, 1 second. Here you go. And one for you. Both of you want one? Got it? If I can open this. Here we go. And I'll get to it at some point. There we go. And one for me. Cheers, lads.
And this is just the start. You wait till the health service kicks in. Education, the railways. Look at the state of that. How do you expect to inaugurate the road to socialism if you can't even put up a sign to say it?
Shut your hole.
Watch yourselves.
Oi, hello, stranger.
Jimmy, man, give me a hand. I've been painting all week over at the mechanics hall.
What the bloody hell is that? It's a banner. Well, I can see bleeding well it's a banner. What's it represent?
This is the front. There's a picture of how it is now. And this is the back.
Forward to socialism.
Aye, it's an allegory. That was the past, and this is the future.
Oh, that's not an allegory.
What are you on about?
An allegory is a figurative means of representation containing a meaning other than the literal. That is a literal depiction.
Well, it can't be that literal. Couldn't even recognize it.
Of course you couldn't recognize it. This is how it will be, which is why it's allegorical.
Aye, cheers. Wouldn't want my windows that colour.
It's not about the color that matters. The point is the message.
Oh, and what's the message?
Closing the doors on past poverty, misery, and exploitation.
Are you feeling alright, Laura?
So, what do you think?
Aye, it's canny. It's very canny.
Do you think it works?
It's very good. Very clear, Oliver.
Do you think it works, though?
As a banner?
As art?
To be quite honest with you, as art, it works better as a banner.
Oh, I thought you quite liked the message, Harry.
I do. I'm just not sure I like the painting.
What's wrong with it?
Well, there's no people in them. What's the point of utopia if nobody in it?
Well, I just thought it's a way forward, a way of using our art, like.
Well, what, to make banners?
Making something useful.
Listen, plenty of people paint banners, Oliver, but nobody's doing what we do.
But what do we do?
We make wildlife art. It doesn't get better than that. Nobody telling us what to paint. No master but ourselves.
But surely it matters when we paint.
And what do we paint, Oliver? Moments. We paint those little tiny moments of being alive, of life passing by, those tiny little things in the corner of an eye. Very rarely do big things happen. Life is all these things which are lost in the moment. If Shirley doesn't get them done, the fall of light, the magic of being alive, and nobody else will do it. If we didn't get it done, it's all gone. And that's why we should be proud. And that's why we'll continue to do what we are doing. Making our life art. Well, because we are all alive here now. End of lesson.
Aye, look, if this is what we managed to achieve without, now to think about what we will be able to achieve in the future.
And everybody's just gonna start come up their shit and start vegetating, and they all want what we want. For centuries and centuries, the upper classes have kept all the good stuff to themselves. Now the Shakespeares and Goethes are not just gonna belong to the rich people anymore. And now they're gonna belong to us.
And this is just a start. This place will be an academy. In years, it'll be teeming with artists, bakers, pitmen, housewives.
Steady on, Harry.
Everybody actually living a proper creative life.
And not just consuming the rubbish they flog you like scraps off the table.
Oh no, we're making something for ourselves.
The University of Washington. There'll be Pitmen poets and Pitmen painters.
With PhDs, there'll be Pitmen professors, the lot.
And thousands have died and I know it's hell, but it's all gonna be worth it. All change.
The working class are coming to get you.
To the future.
To nationalization.
And chaps and friends.
To National Health Service.
Dental care for all.
To culture.
To the common man.
And aspiration.
Yes, aspiration.
And socialism.
Yes, socialism.
And art.
And art.
Of the people.
To the people.
With lots of people in it.
Here. Listen.
You've got it. Grassman.